Welcome back to Wave Listens Live. Joining me now is Lindsay Fleming, Senior Vice President of Elder Advisors. Lindsay, welcome back to Listens Live. We've got one less chair today.
I know. I'm less Larry. It's great.
We're going to get so much done today.
I know. We are going to have such an effective show. Yeah. Larry, the sun is shining, so Larry's like, I'm going to go not to Wave. And I'm like, I'm going to go to Wave because it's better without him here. So.
Yeah. Well, regardless of if it's good or if it's bad or if it's better, I'm not saying yes or no. But there's still so much to talk about. Now you just have more time to talk about it.
There is. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know.
We're talking about wills. We've mentioned before where there's a will in this particular case, there's not always a way. People tend to think that once they get that hurdle done, they're like, okay, we're good. The rest of the race, we're in the clear. We just got to continue running that race. But that hurdle's not the only one you got to get over.
Well, so yes. So what we're talking about today is sort of enhanced estate plan. So Larry and I are certified estate planners. We're not attorneys. We're not attorneys. We work with a lot of great attorneys, but we're certified estate planners because really your plan deserves, your future plan deserves certainly legal components, which we don't provide. The attorneys do that. Financial components, which we can help with. Accessing your exposure if you need long-term care or something like that, assisted living. These things are expensive. So a lot of times folks come into our office, Mary Ann, for example, and she's like, I don't have much, right? I own a home and I have a small IRA. And she's like, I don't need anything except for just this will. Well, what Mary Ann didn't realize was that if she passed away with just a will, when she passed away, because we're all going to do it, she has to go through probate. And I don't know how many folks here in Kentucky have experience with probate, but it's an awful process for families. I'm an adult child, so my parents are still living. They've taken all the steps necessary so that when they're called home to be with Jesus, all I have to do is open the book. So they're legal strategies. Elder Advisors does not provide. There's financial strategies, which we help with, but it starts with a free consultation in our office. So calling the number on your screen or going to the website, elderadvisors.com. People are surprised to learn that within about 30 to 45 minutes, Larry and I can sit down and say, you know what, I think you're good. And out the door they go. Or wait, you know what, maybe you need to talk to this person. Let's set up a meeting and see how we can work. But these plans are simple. They're easy to understand, and people need them. I think you're selling yourself short if you've gotten a will and think you're taken care of.
Are you guys attorneys?
We are not attorneys. Did I mention that? We're not attorneys. We're not attorneys.
But you work with some incredible attorneys.
We do. We work with so many great, and I think that's another, I think that's another great aspect to coming in. Listen, when you guys come into the office, we're fun. We're having fun. This is heavy stuff. This is important matters. We're talking about your nest egg and things like that. We take what we do very, very seriously, but we're just people. We're just humans. Larry has his parents in assisted living. My parents are aging. We've all walked in. Most of our staff, Kelly, who is our director of case management, she's part of the sandwich generation. She's raising her son. Her mother lives with her. So we have all literally walked in the shoes that many folks in Kentuckiana have walked in. And Aging Untold, which is here at noon, right before Listens Live here, is such an amazing program because we're normalizing aging. Y'all, everybody's getting old. If you're lucky, right? Beats the alternative. And I think it's just important to normalize that. But there's also steps that you have to take when you're 65, when you're 70. It's called calling Elder Advisors and coming in and making sure all your ducks are in a row. People are surprised to learn there's more simple things that they can do that really protect their family and go a long way.
855-LARRY-55.
Even though he's not here, the number works. 855-LARRY-55. Even though he's not here.
Until we get an 855-LINDSAY-55, that number works.
It's in the works.
800-763-7930 works as well. And one thing about Elder Advisors, you touched on it a little bit here. You guys have seen the issues, you've seen the stories, but a lot of you and all of you, from what I could tell, have a personal story that got you into the business. To begin with, you talked about your grandmother in the past. Larry has talked about how he's got into this. It's something that means something to you, and that's why you're able to continue to do it.
Yeah, it's our lived reality. It's our lived reality. We have all lived the reality of caring for an elderly loved one. We've all lived it, and it's very, very important. Before I came to work here with Larry, I worked in nursing facilities for 15 years. So I say, and my mom's a social worker. I grew up in a nursing home. I say I grew up in a nursing home, and people are like, that's weird. What does that mean? As was calling bingo and serving dinner in the dining room before I was in kindergarten. So this is a population that I'm deeply passionate about, but the entire team is as well.
And because of that, you can tell when somebody has an issue, might have an issue, doesn't have an issue, and
Yes.
that's why having that plan in place and having it in place, put in place by somebody like you, like
Yes.
Larry, to
Yes.
be able to do that. Why is that so important?
Well, I think, you don't know what you don't know, and you find out what you don't know with a free 45-minute consultation at one of our offices. So in New Albany, because we've been doing this for 30 years. This is Larry's 30th year of business. So in a very short amount of time, we can take in minimal facts. I don't need your tax returns. I don't need your bank statements. We don't need to know all of that. I can ask some very generalized questions about where you're at and what your goals are, and understand and kind of diagnose, hey, I think we should look at this or this or this. People, again, are surprised to know that they know exactly kind of what our recommendations are when they walk out of that first appointment, right? So it's simple. I don't want to oversimplify it because it's difficult work, but this is all we've done for 30 years, so we got pretty good at it.
But in a way, you do want to simplify it. You want to make it simple for them. It's not simple for you.
It is not I guess what I'm saying is it's not simple. It's hard. There's a lot of emotion. I've worked my whole life. This is the sum of it. Now what do I need to do with it to keep it protected? That is emotional. The strategies are simple, right? The strategies are simple, and we work really hard to help families understand what the recommendations are.
All right, real quick. I think we have like 20 seconds here left. I want to make sure the 3 things you have to have in place when facing a health crisis, I believe, one is power of attorney.
Power of attorney, yes. We
Will?
always ask that question. A will is helpful, but not enough. And then just a good plan and a team of people. So it starts with the call to elder advisors, always a legal component. We're not. So we work with a lot of great attorneys.
But you will point them in the right
you
direction.
need a plan, Kentuckiana.
855-LARRY-55. We've got more.